Esta es nuestra tercera entrega de Candyland y hoy los vamos a traer a un almacén que se llama GH Music, que es uno de los más reconocidos acá en la ciudad de Melbourne, Australia. ¿Cómo estar en el paraíso de los bateristas? Hi Pete, how are you today?
I'm very good, very good.
Thank you for having us here.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for El DrumBlog is very, we're very happy to be here.
Yes, yes, me too.
That's great. So, tell us a little bit about yourself first. What is your role here in the shop? What is it about?
I'm primarily the drum shop manager, so I take care of all things that you hit. That involves rostering and budgets and boring stuff that isn't really drum related, but you need it to run a shop.
Absolutely. So are you a drummer yourself?
Yes. Been a drummer since I was 7 years of age and I just turned 40.
Oh my god, that's quite a long time. So there you go, guys. So, and now tell us a little bit about the shop, bit of history, how all this came, what it is today.
Okay, so the history of what's now called GH Music started a long time ago. Back in the 60s, there was a famous Australian drummer named Billy Hyde. I'm a bit sketchy on some of the early details, but essentially Billy and his son Gary started to slowly import drum products into Australia because there was very little places that you could get anything from here. And originally, just around the corner in Multan Street is where Billy had his house and Gary grew up. And they started from underneath the house. Billy's son Gary then proceeded to, the business started to do particularly well. And over many years, many different Billy Hyde stores sprung up around Australia and it became quite famous worldwide. Then in 2008, Gary sold the Billy Hyde business, and unfortunately in 2012 things hadn't gone well for quite a few years, so the business went into receivership. Prior to the store, just before the store closed down, Gary Hyde, Billy's son, came to myself and the other manager in the store, Les Brazil, and said that he didn't want to see his dad's first shop closed down. So we decided to open the place back up. Someone else had bought the rights to Billy Hyde as a name, so we just had to come up with a name that somehow still referenced the Hyde name. So the cheekiest way we could do that was to call the store GH Music, which stands for Gary Hyde. Gary Hyde Music. We've wanted to very much keep the history alive because the reason why this store was so wonderful is because of the rich history of drummers who loved to play music.
Yes, sure.
So that's kind of how we've ended up here today.
Hi Juan.
Hola, ¿cómo están todos los DrumBloggers? Acá revisando un poco de percusión. Hay campanas, porque nunca es demasiado tener campanas en la batería. Hay de todo aquí en este almacén GH Music. Lo pueden ver ahí desde maracas hasta arrocitos. Para los que le encantan los platillos, miren estos platillitos. Yo tengo uno de estos que lo ponemos de Turquía. Cajones de todas marcas, Pearl, Minor, Latin Percussion, Sonor.
Talk a bit about all the Australian brands that we do here in the shop. To give you a bit of history as to why we do that, I feel responsible for this store, and part of that is because I think there could be an old guy looking down from above, making sure that this young guy that's managing his first drum shop is doing a good job. Part of the reason why I think Billy became so famous is because he just genuinely loved all things drums and drumming. And he was also a great supporter of the local industry. Well, I feel very strongly that if you don't support your own industry, then kind of who's going to? So in saying that, I think there's lots of really great Australian drum builders. So we wanted to support them here at GH Music. Probably the most obvious brand that we do that's very well known and Australian is Brady drums. So we do Brady's. There's another brand that I come across, Metro Drums, which is a guy by the name of Paul Worry out of Queensland. He builds snares and kits. We've had a kit in here and it's now gone, so I can't show you because someone bought it. There's a great drum builder up in Sydney called Steve Crawley, and his brand is Everts. He was primarily snare drums, but he's now branched off into kits. His drums are fantastic. There's a young local guy named Matt Dernian, who not only is a teacher but also a drum builder, and he builds some really beautiful block drums. And I think that's all of the brands that we can do.
Esta pared de parches, miren toda la selección que tienen de Rimos, Evans, Aquarian, de las más famosas en el mercado. Y no es como de repente nada más encontrar uno de referencia para que le sirva a todo el mundo, sino hay de diferentes Emperor, Fiber Skins, Ebonies, Ambassadors, hay de todo para todos los gustos.
So do you here in the store have like an educational program or like a school thing?
Yeah, sure. So to go back to the beginnings of where the store came from, when it was around the corner in the house, not only did Billy and Gary sell products, but they always had a teaching school down there. And the Billy Hyde Drum Academy or teaching school has always been a big focus. That's a perfect way to give back to your clients, to be able to offer that. So Yes, we have a teaching school here. Without mentioning everybody's name, the majority of our teachers have been with us for 20 plus years and are all incredibly experienced, can teach from little kids all the way up to university level. So yeah, we're very, very proud of our school. We think one-on-one interaction with a teacher is very important, as well as these days lots of kids will do a lot of learning on YouTube or I think both things are great, but the school here is really great, and that's my wife ringing me right now.
That's alright. Okay, Pete, thank you once again for having us here. I'm sure that every drum blogger in Latin America will be very pleased to hear today your stories and all your knowledge about the store.
Sure.
So
sure.
Thank you.
No, thank you very much to DrumBlog. And I hope someone who sees this one day comes and spends time here in the store and kind of feels the vibe of how much we love it in here. And to all would-be drummers or drummers out there, thank you, DrumBlog. Very cool, very cool.
Bueno, DrumBloggers, esperamos que les haya gustado, que haya sido algo diferente el día de hoy. Ya saben que todos los links del DrumBlog y de GH Music feel love.
That's so cool.